Hello everyone. Now we start from the 10th example. Last time we have seen this example. Now consider the next example. If mod of z plus I is equal to mod of z, this is the given thing, and argument means theta value of this complex number z plus I upon z is equal to pi by 4. These things are given thing. What we are to find is z. The question is we have to find z. Now consider what we are to find. Let us consider z is equal to x plus iy. That is, we have to find these x and y values. Now consider the given thing. We have to find out first z plus I. Therefore consider z plus I is equal to this z x plus iy value plus this I as it is. Now put real and imaginary part separate out. What we get, x is a real part, and from this two take I common, y plus 1 is there. This is the imaginary part, this is the real part. Therefore this is one complex number, we convert it into this number. What we have to find? This mod value. What is the mod value of this then? Under root of this real number square plus imaginary number square as per the definition of mod of the complex number, which is equal to, now expand this to what we get, x square plus y square plus 2y plus 1 square is 1. Okay, the and mod of z is nothing but under root of this x square plus imaginary part square y square. Now what we have given, these two are equal, therefore this term equal to this mod z. Take square on both sides. What we get? Square root get cancel. X square plus y square plus 2y plus 1 is equal to this x square plus y square. That is 2y, takes x square gets cancelled, y square gets cancelled, 2y plus 1 is equal to 0, y becomes minus 1 by 2 from this. Okay, this what we have calculated y. Now similar way, from this we are still not using this, therefore now consider given thing, argument of this complex number z plus I upon z is equal to pi by 4, which is a given value. Therefore z plus I upon z, what is argument of this thing? Argument means a theta value. Okay, now consider, before calculating theta value argument, we have to convert this number. This is complex number, but this is not in the form of z is equal to x plus iy. Okay, so that from this complex number we can derive theta is equal to tan inverse of y upon this x. That's why to find out argument of this, we have to convert this form or this number, complex number, into this simple form, x plus iy. Okay, now consider this separate, z plus I upon z. Put z value x plus iy, I as it is, divided by z, it is x plus iy. Okay, again by earlier methods, what we do, if any complex number comes into denominator, we multiply and divide the corresponding to the number by corresponding complex conjugate of the denominator. Therefore complex conjugate of this denominator is x minus, just simply interchange the sign, plus to minus or minus to plus. Okay, x plus iy conjugate is x minus iy, multiply numerator denominator to this number, we get this factor. Okay, now simplify this, is equal to multiplying these two brackets as it is, we get this term. Okay, denominator a plus b into a minus b is formula a square minus b square, which is x square minus b is I square y square. Okay, now whenever I square is there, we have to convert put value of I square is minus 1 wherever is there. Therefore x square, these two terms are same in opposite sign, that's why it get cancelled. Here I square value is minus 1, it becomes plus. Here I square is minus 1, that's why it is become plus, this as it is. Okay, divided by, again I square value minus 1, it becomes plus y square. Okay, now once it converted into simplified, we can I gets cancelled from the denominator. This is completely a simple complex number where I is in the numerator. That's why now just divide the denominator. Okay, divide the numerator as per the mathematical rule. What we get, I terms are put in the side, x square plus y square plus y is the real term, like this. This is the real part, and plus I and plus ix is the imaginary part. Therefore, divided by x square plus y square. Okay, now separate out this. What we get? X square plus y square plus y upon this plus I as it is x upon this. Just divide the numerator by the denominator. This is one complex number in the simple form like this, x plus iy. This is your x factor, this is your y factor. Therefore, we can calculate its argument as argument of this is equal to tan inverse of y upon x by definition, which is equal to tan inverse of y, this is y term, upon this x term. Okay, now x square plus y square, and this is also x square plus y square in the denominator in the same position, therefore it gets cancelled in the numerator and denominator. Remaining is x upon this total term, and which is given thing, this is simplified form, and which is what we have given, it is pi by 4. Therefore it is equal to pi by 4 value. Now take tan on that side, we get this value is equal to tan of pi by 4, and tan pi by 4 is a 45 degree. We know tan pi by 4 or tan 45 is 1, or you can calculate this on calculator also. Okay, this is equal to 1. Now what our question is, basic question, where to find x and y, and from x and y we already calculated y. Put this y value in this equation. Okay, what we get? Put y is equal to minus half. We get x upon this x square plus y square is minus half square plus 1 by 4 plus y, that is minus 1 by 2, is equal to 1. That is x upon, add this 2 term, minus 1 by 4 is equal to 1. That is x square on that side. This term gets converted into that side, goes to RHS side. We get x square minus 1 by 4 is equal to x. Take x on this side, we get x square minus x minus 1 by 4 is equal to 0. And now what we have to find? We have to find x value from this equation. This is a quadratic equation. X square is there. That's why we have to find out the roots of this quadratic equation by any method. Now to avoid the fraction, multiply both sides by 4, this number 4, to get simplified. Okay, to simplify this expression, so we get 4x square minus 4x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now this is one quadratic equation, and we have that formula minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Put value of b is minus 4 and a 4, c minus 1. We get this expression. Okay, now this becomes 16 plus 16 32, and 32 is 4 root 2, 16 into 2, 16 get outside by taking root of that 16, 4 under root of 2. This 4 as it is divided by 2a, that is 8 as it is. Now separate divide, what we get, x is equal to 4 by 8, that is 1 by 2, plus minus 4 root 2 by 8, that is root 2 by 2. Okay, these are the x values. Therefore x can be written as, z can be written as x plus iy, that is two values, x is there, two values of x is there, and y value is minus half. Why two value we get? Because square quadratic equation, we get the quadratic equation. Quadratic equation has two roots, that's why. Okay, this is the one biggest part of the complex number. Some examples depend on the basic definitions of complex number, and some properties depend on that. We have just studied the some examples, important examples which can be asked in the exam also. Now let us move further for most important theorem of this chapter, that is De Moivre's theorem. The spelling is like this, you can pronounce it as De Moivre's theorem. Okay, the statement of the theorem is very simple. It is very important and very simple form of the statement. If n is any real number, what is n? N is any real number. What do you mean by real number? Numbers which are present on the real line. Okay, that is, it can be 0, it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, and so on. It can be -1 also, -2 also, and so on. Okay, or it can be 0 and 1. In between 0 and 1 there are number of fractions also. It can be fraction also, 1 by 2, 3 by 2, 5 by 2. This n can be any real number. If n is like this, then the statement of De Moivre's theorem is like this: cos theta plus I sin theta. It is a polar form, the part of a polar form of a complex number raised to n. This n is equal to this n attached to the angle. What it comes? N just attached to the angle cos of n theta plus I sin n theta. Okay. Now consider, to understand this theorem more in the deep, let us consider these notes. First note is cos of theta plus I sin theta raised to, if minus n is there, then just apply this De Moivre's theorem for this minus n also. What we get? Cos of minus n theta, and we know cos of minus theta is plus cos theta. Negative sign in the angle doesn't affect cos, but it is affect on sine. So what we get? Sine of minus n theta. What is sine of minus theta? We know by theory, minus sine theta. Okay, that's why this sign comes in the middle when the real number, this n, if it is negative. Okay, just simple rule is this: just put, if negative sign is there, just put the middle sign negative. Okay, theta as it is, n theta. Now second, if cos theta plus I sin theta raised to 1 upon n, fraction is there. What do you mean by fraction? Fraction is nothing but, is suppose x square. This is a whole number. Okay, if we take x raised to reverse of this, what do we get? X raised to half. It is a fraction. And what do you mean by x raised to half? It is a square root of x. Okay, that means if n is any real number, then 1 upon n means what? The nth root of that bracket. Like for example this, or suppose x cube, it is a cube indice, and if we reverse this term, 1 by 3, if we get x, indice of x is 1 by 3, what do you mean by x raised to 1 by 3? Then it is cube root of x, right? Ultimately, if 1 upon any real number is there, then it becomes the root of that x or any term. Okay, therefore 1 upon n, again by this De Moivre's theorem, comes to the attached to the angle theta by n plus I sin theta by n. Now cos theta minus I sin theta, if minus sign is there, here plus is there, it is minus, it is minus, it is minus, then ultimately it becomes plus. Obviously, cos of minus theta is cos n theta, and cos sine of n minus sine of minus n theta is minus sine theta. That minus, this minus becomes plus. Okay, if minus sign is there and middle sign is also minus, then ultimately it becomes the same as De Moivre's theorem. Okay, now if suppose z is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta, this is one expression, then 1 upon z becomes, just reverse the sign, cos theta minus I sin theta. Again, all these notes are from De Moivre's theorem only. Okay, now this, how it comes, I will tell you. If z is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta, okay, the 1 upon z becomes 1 upon cos theta plus I sin theta, which is equal to cos theta, take in the numerator, sin theta raised to inverse. Okay, and again apply this De Moivre's theorem. Here what we get? -1 attached to the theta angle. Therefore cos of -1 into theta plus I sin of -1 into theta. And we know cos of minus theta is cos theta, and sin of minus theta is minus sin theta. So what is ultimate conclusion? If z is cos of theta plus I sin theta, just 1 upon z to the 1 upon z, just reverse the sign. You reverse the middle sign. Okay. Now consider this. If z1 is one complex number, cos theta plus I sin theta, and z2 suppose cos of phi plus I sin phi, just a notation, angles are different for z1 and z2 of course, then z1 upon z2, division of these two becomes subtraction of these two angles. What do you mean by division? Subtract just angle. Cos of theta minus phi plus middle sign is same, I sin of theta minus phi. Okay. Now multiplication of these two. What do you mean by multiplication of these two? Just add those angles. For multiplication, just add theta plus phi. If division is there, then subtract theta minus, subtract phi from theta, that is theta minus phi. Now next, note, this we already know, cos of pi by 2 minus theta is sin theta. This is the formula. And sin of pi by 2 minus theta is cos theta. Trigonometry just change when pi by 2 is there. Okay. If suppose z1 is cos theta plus I sin theta, again same assumption, z2 is cos phi minus I sin phi. If minus sign is there, one is plus, other is minus, then z1 into z2 obviously cos of middle sign minus. If middle sign, one of the complex number has middle sign minus, then subtract in multiplication, subtract the angle. Okay, theta minus phi, middle sign is same. Okay, now consider the example. Example number 1. If these are the given things, x plus 1 by x is equal to 2 cos theta, y plus 1 by y is equal to 2 cos phi, and z plus 1 by z is equal to 2 cos psi. These are the three different angles. Okay, this is the given thing. What we have to prove? X into y into z plus reverse of this 1 upon x y z is equal to 2 cos addition of these three angles, theta plus phi plus psi. Okay. Second, we have to prove x raised to m upon y raised to n plus reverse y raised to n upon x raised to m, reverse of this is equal to 2 cos m theta minus n phi. This we have to prove. And third one, x raised to m y raised to n plus reverse of this 1 upon x raised to m into y raised to n is equal to, we have to prove 2 cos m theta plus n phi. Okay. Now consider first question. X plus 1 by x is equal to 2 cos theta. We have to solve this. What we have to prove? This first thing, x into y into z, and plus reverse of this. For that we have to find individual x, y and z. Okay, x is in this equation, y is in this equation, and z is in this equation. Therefore simultaneously we have to find x, y, z from these three equations. Okay, now from first equation, consider first equation, y, for y and z we can write it similarly. Okay, now consider x plus 1 by x is equal to 2 cos theta. To avoid the fraction, multiply both sides by x. What we get? X square plus 1 is equal to 2x cos theta. Again take 2x cos theta on this side. What we get? X square minus 2x cos theta plus 1 is equal to 0, which is the quadratic formula. Okay, because x square is there, it is quadratic formula in z x. And what is our aim to find? To find x. That's why we have to solve this equation by using formula minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Okay, here a is 1. Okay, b is coefficient of this x is minus 2 cos theta. What is a? 1. b minus 2 cos theta, and c 1. Okay, now use this numbers in the formula. Minus b, that is this minus plus 2 cos theta, plus minus b square, that is 4 cos square theta, minus 4 into a into c, 4 into 1 into 1, that is 4. divided by 2 into a, that is 2 into 1, that is 2. Okay. Now 2 cos theta as it is, plus minus, take 4 outside as a 2, take square root of 4, and cos square value is minus sin square. We know what identity cos square plus sin square value is 1. Therefore, we have to find cos square minus 1 is minus sin square. Okay, this is minus sin square. Now put this value in this root, what we get? Minus sin square value upon 2 as it is. Now 2 gets cancelled from the numerator and denominator. We get here cos theta plus minus under root of this. Just separate the minus 1, and whenever minus comes in the root, just separate that minus 1 and the remaining term. That square root of sin square is separate out and square root of minus 1 is separate out, because we know one identity complex number I square, that is I is a root minus 1. That's why take square root of sin square is sin, and root of minus 1 value is I. Okay. For convenience, just we have to find, just we have to take plus sign, positive sign. You can take negative sign also, but for convenience, take a positive sign. Therefore, x becomes cos theta plus I sin theta. We have to find x, just we find that. Okay. Therefore, now this is not needed actually. X is cos theta plus I sin theta. Now prove that, consider the question x into y into z. We just find out x by this equation. Similarly, if we observe these two equations are similar as this x. Okay, therefore we don't need to expand these two equations for y and z, as we just expand for x. Just write it as similarly. If x upon x plus 1 by x, 2 cos theta is equal to 2 cos theta is there, and we get x is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. Tell me then what will be happen to y then? Y becomes cos, and just angle gets changed, cos phi plus I sin phi, and z becomes cos psi plus I sin psi, like this. Okay, this way we have just find out x and y and z. Now consider, prove that first term of the prove that equation x into y into z. X into y into z. The first bracket is x into y into z, and by this note, multiplication of these two brackets is just addition of angle. If two brackets are there, similarly you can expand this rule for more than 2 bracket also. Okay, here 3 brackets are there, therefore multiplication of these two is nothing but addition of these 3 angles. Cos of theta plus phi plus psi plus I sin, same angle for cos, and sin are same angle throughout the chapter by a bone note. Okay, this is x into y into z. Then what to find out? 1 upon x into y into z. What is 1 upon x into y into z? Just reverse of this term. Just we have calculated this. Reverse means just put the plus sign into minus or minus sign into plus. Therefore, reverse of this 1 upon xyz is nothing but just change the middle sign. Therefore, it becomes cos of theta plus phi psi minus I sin same angle. Of course, by De Moivre's theorem. Okay. Now we just find xyz and 1 upon xyz. What we have to do then? First, add them. Okay, now addition of these two, if you observe these two, this cos term is same, sin term is same, but in opposite in sign. Therefore, if you add these two terms, what we get? Sin term gets cancelled and cos term becomes 2 times. Therefore, it becomes 2 times cos of theta plus phi plus psi, which we have to prove that. Okay, first question complete. Now in second equation, x raised to m upon y raised to n is there, and this is its reverse term. For that, just we need to calculate x raised to m upon y raised to n only. Now consider, x raised to m. This is x raised to m. Now by De Moivre's theorem, what we get? M attached to the angle. Okay, that's why it becomes cos of m theta plus I sin m theta. Okay, and y raised to n, we have to find out y raised to n. This is y raised to n. Again De Moivre's theorem, n attached to the angle, sin cos of n phi plus I sin n phi. Okay, these two we just found. What we have to prove? Just take that expression, x raised to m upon y raised to n. X raised to m upon y raised to n is equal to this divided by this. Okay, now take this on upper side numerator, this as it is, into this term raised to inverse. By De Moivre's theorem, inverse becomes the middle sign. By De Moivre's theorem, for minus 1, the middle sign becomes change, minus I sin theta, by De Moivre's theorem only. Okay, now these two are cos m theta plus I sin m theta into cos n phi minus I sin n phi. Therefore by these note, z1 is this, z2 is middle sign is minus, then multiplication of these two is just subtracting the angle. Therefore just here subtract the angle, m theta minus n phi plus, middle sign is plus, sin same angle, m theta minus n phi, because minus is there, therefore angle मध्ये minus आलेला आहे. Okay, this is x raised to m upon y raised to n. We have just found. What is this? Y raised to m upon x raised to m? It is just reverse of this term. Therefore y raised to m upon x raised to m is 1 upon this reverse, x raised to m upon y raised to m. Now what is this term? This term as it is. Now take reverse on this side, minus 1, and by De Moivre's theorem, minus becomes the middle sign, cos of m theta minus n phi, minus by De Moivre's theorem, I sin m theta, or note. Okay, now what we have to prove? Addition of these two becomes this. Okay, if you observe these two, cos is same term and sin term is same but opposite in sign. Therefore if we add these two terms, we get sin gets cancelled and cos becomes 2 times the term. Okay, that becomes 2 times cos of m theta minus n phi, which we have to prove. Okay, now third. What is third? X raised to m, y raised to n. Already x raised to m and y raised to n we have calculated. Just take a multiplication of these two. Multiply these two, we get by De Moivre's theorem m theta n theta, by De Moivre's theorem, angle that number attached to the angle. Now multiplication of these two is just by this theorem. Note, if z1 is this, z2 is this, z1 into z2 is addition of these two angle, because both are positive, that's why it is addition. If one of them is negative, then take a subtraction. Therefore it is cos of m theta plus n phi plus I sin same angle, m theta plus n sin. Now reverse of this is just replace positive sign by negative sign. Okay, therefore we get this two term, and adding this term again by similarly earlier example, if you observe these two, cos of m theta plus this angle is same and sin is also same but opposite in sign, that's why it gets cancelled and this becomes 2 times. Therefore 2 times cos of m theta plus n sin n phi. Okay, now consider the next example.